Hello friends, this is Rajesh Agarwal, co-founder Asan ERP. So today we are going to talk about why do we need an ERP, and before that what is an ERP. Okay, so to start with, let's start what is an ERP. So ERP stands for Enterprise Resource Planning. You are already using an ERP into your business. Okay, so ERP is generally implemented by businesses to automate their business operations or to have consolidated operations. I mean, whatever the operations are being performed throughout the organizations, they should be integrated at one place, and we should have a central controlling point, kind of, I could say. So ERP is a software which is implemented by big organizations, small, medium, all level of organizations generally implemented by this. So it is ultimately a software that is used to run your business. Okay, in simple terms. Now, are you using an ERP? Yes, you are already using an ERP. Maybe not fully, but somehow you are using an ERP. For example, you may be managing your tasks maybe on Excel sheets as of now. You may be having a CRM in place. Okay, you may be having certain custom software at your place, and maybe you have already implemented an ERP from SAP, Dynamics, Sage. I mean, many ERP vendors are there. So you must have implemented all this, right? So ERP is, you say I'm using ERP or not. It's not like that. You are certainly using, maybe if not fully, then a part of it, because I mean, software has been into the picture for long years now. I mean, many years now, and yes, in somehow it is already there. But my purpose here is to tell you that you need a complete ERP, an integrated ERP. Where all your business, the way you run your business physically on the ground, similarly your business should run on the cloud in the same manner. So it should be completely integrated. All the business operations, sales, purchase, HR, assets, many departments are there. All these departments should be integrated. That's where you must use a ERP. Now, question is, generally the people come to me, the businesses I talk to, they generally say that, do I need an ERP? So there are few things that I would like to tell you, and I think you must consider it. Okay, so first thing, that if you take data driven decisions, I mean, if you take decisions on your gut, based on your gut or maybe your emotions or whatever you feel inside, right? If you take decisions based on that, you don't need an ERP. But if you want to make decisions based on data, if you want to take data driven decisions, okay, then you need an ERP. What do I mean by data driven decision? Data driven decision, for example, right, you want to launch a new product. So do you just launch it? Okay, we think that, okay, we should go for it. That doesn't really matter, I mean, that doesn't really make sense. So what you need to do, you need to have a data, historical data, a consolidated reporting on top of that. You should analyze it, and then you make a decision whether we should hire a new employee, whether we should remove an employee, okay, whether we should manufacture or maybe launch a product into certain area. All these decisions should be data driven. From where you will get this data? You don't get this data when you have partially implemented the ERP, or in certain area you implement it. When this particular thing is implemented throughout your organization, then you actually get the real data. On based on that, you can take decision. So as I told you, data driven decisions, if you want to take, you need an ERP. Secondly, if your employees, and at certain levels there are certain errors being happening, in terms of inventory, in terms of amount, many things are there. So if those errors are happening, it doesn't matter to you much. You say, okay, fine, these many errors I can manage somehow. Then you don't need an ERP. But if you want to go error free, you need an ERP. Why error free? See, systems doesn't make errors. Okay, once you have configured the system in the right way, you have configured the things in a right way, then it doesn't make errors. Yes, during the, I mean, data entry, your employees may make mistakes, but output cannot be wrong. It will be a perfect once it is configured properly. So if you want to go error free, you need an ERP. But if you can manage it, you don't need an ERP. Third thing, audit. Who has done what? Who has done what? For example, somebody has made a wrong entry into the software. Do you really want to know that who has done this entry, and does this matter to you? If it doesn't, you don't need an ERP. But if it does, you need an ERP, because ERP gives you the exact idea who has done what at what time. you know and how to restrict it. So all these auditing can be done all at certain level. So that's where you need an ERP. One more thing I would like to say, role based access. I mean, if everybody has access to everything and it doesn't really matter to you, you don't need an ERP. But if it matters, for example, you want accountant to be limited to the accounting department, they should be able to operate within the accounting, the operation team should be looking at the modules which is related to operations only. Similarly, HR should look into the HR. If you want to give role based access, then you need an ERP. But if it doesn't really matter, anybody can do anything, you don't need an ERP. So, in a nutshell, I can go on telling you many things. Why do you need an ERP? But in a nutshell, if you want to grow your enterprise, your organization based on certain processes, you need an ERP. But if your organization runs just based on your decisions, your random decisions that okay, we should do this, we should not do this, similarly, and then you may not need an ERP. But if you want your organizations to grow big, because if your organization is not process based, if the processes are not in place, then your organization will not grow much. At certain points it will stop growing. So you must have processes in your organization first of all, and to implement those processes effectively you need an ERP. But if all these things doesn't really matter to you, then as I told you, you don't need an ERP. Believe me, guys. So you need an ERP, even if you're small, medium, or large enterprise. There are many vendors of ERP that you can go for. On top of that, we have our own ERP, Asan ERP, that is very easy to implement, very easy to train on, and at much affordable price if you compare it with other vendors into the market. So I hope you find this video useful for you, and just think on this. What is why do you need an ERP? Not what is ERP, what is ERP, I've already told you. Why do you need an ERP? I think I'm able to answer this question. Thank you, guys.